This is the JJG Podcast. Today we're doing something a little different. Everybody likes talking about the best offensive minds in college football, who has the most creative scheme, who puts up 500 yards, who develops quarterbacks, and who draws up the prettiest plays. But I have another question. Do you win? Because at some point, all those yards, points, and creative formations have to translate into victories, conference championships, and college football playoff appearances. So we changed our criteria. We are looking at winning conference championships, the playoff success, offensive production, quarterback development, performance against elite competition, experience, and of course, actual play calling. And here's our top 10 entering the 2026 season. At number 1, we have Mike Shanahan, Indiana. This one is difficult to argue. Indiana didn't just put up offensive numbers. They won the national championship. They won the Big Ten. They went undefeated. They developed Fernando Mendoza into a Heisman Trophy winner and the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. Now that's production, translating directly into championships. And here's what's interesting. Indiana is only number 6 in the preseason AP poll. The defending national champion with our number 1 offensive play caller is ranked 6. So that's one I'll be watching. At number 2, we have Steve Sarkeesian, Texas. Now, from a pure play design standpoint, Sark might still be number 1. Now, he's creative. He understands matchups. He develops quarterbacks. And Texas is consistently competing near the top of college football. But here's where our criteria hurts Sark. Where's the championship? Texas enters 2026 ranked number 5 in the AP poll. So the expectations are there again. At some point, Sark has to turn all that talent and offensive expertise into an SEC championship or a national championship. At number 3, we have Mike Denbrock, Notre Dame. Now, Denbrock doesn't always get the attention some of these other guys receive. But look at the results. Production, quarterback development, physical football, adaptability, and Notre Dame has completed at the playoff level. The AP has Notre Dame at number 4. And that's a strong correlation because our number 3 offensive play caller is directing the offense of the AP's number 4 team. Now at number 4, we have Ryan Day, Ohio State. Now, I'm including Day here as an offensive architect with an asterisk concerning how Ohio State divides its actual game day play calling responsibilities. But you cannot discuss offensive football and quarterback development without Ryan Day. And unlike some offensive gurus, Day has something very important. He has a national championship. Ohio State is also the number 1 team in the preseason AP poll. So again, there's the correlation. Elite offensive leadership and elite expectations. Now, at number 5, this is going to be a surprise to a lot of you. But at number 5, we have Mike Bobo at Georgia. Now, this is going to get some Georgia fans talking. And I'm not putting him here because Georgia's offense is always explosive. It's not. I'm not putting him here because he's recently produced a string of elite quarterbacks. He hasn't. And I've criticized Georgia's lack of explosive plays and some of Bobo's situational play calling. But we are not changing the rules because we don't like somebody's offense. Winning counts. Georgia has sustained elite level winning. Georgia has won the last 2 SEC championships. Georgia has made the college football playoff. And Georgia enters the 2026 season ranked number 3 in the AP poll. So Bobo does belong in this top 10. Now, the question for 2026 is whether he can take Gunnar Stockton and this offense to another level. not just simply manage games, but becoming an offense capable of helping Georgia win another national championship. At number 6, I have Charlie Weis Jr. at LSU. Now, Weis helped direct an Ole Miss offense that reached the college football playoff semifinal before moving to LSU. He's shown creativity, explosiveness, and quarterback development. Now comes another test. Can he reproduce it at LSU? LSU begins the season at number 11 in the AP poll. Now, if LSU climbs into that top 5 because that offense explodes, Weis could climb this list quickly. At number 7, here's my wild card. Buster Faulkner, Florida. I really like what he accomplished at Georgia Tech. He developed Haynes King. He produced successful offenses without having Georgia, Ohio State, or Texas level personnel. And now he's at Florida. But here's the difference between Faulkner and Bobo. Bobo has conference championships. Faulkner doesn't yet. Florida isn't even in the preseason top 25, although the Gators received votes. That's why 2026 could tell us an awful lot about Buster Faulkner. If Florida's offense takes a major step forward and the Gators start beating ranked SEC teams, Faulkner could fly up this list. At number 8, I have Kenny Dillingham, Arizona State. Another coach who has demonstrated that his offensive ideas can translate into winning. Now, Dillingham has developed quarterbacks, created productive offenses, and taken Arizona State to a conference championship and the college football playoff. Now, interestingly, Arizona State isn't in the preseason AP top 25. So that's another disconnect between our play caller rankings and the national perception of the teams entering the 2026 season. At number 9, I have Lincoln Riley at USC. Now, if this was purely about quarterback development, Lincoln Riley would probably be my number 1. He's developed quarterbacks such as Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray. He spent time with Jalen Hurts, Caleb Williams. I mean, that's an unbelievable resume. But remember our question. Do you win? Not 7 years ago. Not at Oklahoma. What is USC doing now? USC begins the 2026 season tied at number 14 in the AP poll. And Riley remains one of the greatest offensive minds in the sport. But under our criteria, recent team results matter. That's why he's 9th instead of 1st or 2nd. And number 10, we have Rhett Lashlee, SMU. Now, Lashlee rounds out our top 10. He's produced offense, he's developed quarterbacks, and most importantly, he's elevated SMU into legitimate national relevance, including a college football playoff appearance. Now, SMU enters the 2026 season at number 19 in the AP poll. That's lower than our offensive ranking, but the program's trajectory under Lashlee deserves recognition. Now, let's look at the correlation. Here's what jumps out to me. Our top 10 includes offensive leadership from teams ranked. Number 1, Ohio State. Number 3, Georgia. Number 4, Notre Dame. Number 5, Texas. Number 6, Indiana. Number 11, LSU. Number 14, USC. And number 19, SMU. Now, that's significant. Most of our highest rated offensive coaches aren't attached to programs that voters already believe can be among the better teams in college football. But there are expectations, and there are exceptions. So exceptions, Buster Faulkner at Florida, Kenny Dillingham at Arizona State. And that's what makes this 2026 season interesting. Are these truly elite play callers who can elevate their teams beyond preseason expectations? Or are we giving them too much credit for offensive creativity without enough winning? And there's one more thing. Out of everyone on this list, Mike Bobo may be the most fascinating coach because Georgia is ranked number 3. They've won consecutive SEC championships. They've made the playoffs, yet Bobo probably receives more criticism from his own fan base than anybody else in our top 10. Now, some of that criticism is legitimate. Georgia needs more explosive plays. Gunnar Stockton needs to continue developing as a passer. And Georgia needs to attack the entire field. And ultimately, Georgia needs to get beyond simply just reaching the playoff. Now, if we were going to say winning matters, then we have to give Bobo credit when Georgia wins. So here's the question. Would you rather have the offensive genius who puts up 45 points and 500 yards, or the play caller whose offense might not always look spectacular, but his team keeps winning championships? For me, the truly elite ones eventually have to do both. Scheme matters. The quarterback development matters. Statistics matters, but at the end of the season, there's still one question that matters more than all the others. Did you win?
This has been the JJG Podcast. Thanks for listening.